Are you ready to discover who you came here to be? Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. Human Design is a system and a tool that is here to empower you and show you your greatest potential. Come learn with us and discover who you really are. Hi friends, Krystle here. I am popping into this episode to give you a brief rundown on some exciting opportunities. Leah and I love coming on here week after week to provide for you value on the transits, education, and empowering interviews to help you align to your uniqueness. Before we dive into this next episode, I wanted to share with you many different opportunities to connect and work with us outside of the podcast. The first offer is actually completely free. Yep, you heard that right. We have a completely free guide to help you align to your authority. If you have been having a challenging time to understand how your unique authority works, we've got you covered because we have developed a guide on tips and tricks to honoring your strategy and authority. And you can pick up that free guide down below in our show notes. Now, the next opportunity is also free, so listen up. We know with the state of the world right now how deeply our children are being affected by the 2027 mutation that we are moving towards. So we have decided to put out a free live Zoom class for you to learn how to nurture your child through their design. This also goes for your inner child. So if you don't have a kid, you can still come. We'll be announcing the date soon, so definitely get on our wait list down below in our show notes. And we might have a special opportunity on our next class that we'll be announcing live during our kids' class, so definitely join us for this unique opportunity. Next offer is a manual. We have developed a language manual on the concepts for human design. If you've been struggling with how to read your own chart or you don't understand the key terms in human design, we've got you covered. Go ahead right now and pick up your copy to your user manual to your true self down below. We do have mini classes on the 4 transformations, which you can pick up either the individual class or a bundle for determination, cognition, and also our environments class down below in the show notes. Now, if you're a transit junkie and you've been loving our program episodes and you're interested in knowing what's going on for this year, you will most definitely want to get our 2022 energy forecast that includes all of the major cosmic events and all the major cosmic players of this year through the lens of human design, astrology, and tarot, and you can pick that up down below. Now, last but not least is an opportunity to connect with us one-on-one if you would like a reading. I have had the opportunity to help so many of you have breakthroughs on your design with my Desire, Motivation, and Power View. I really can show each and every one of you where your power is in your design and how to use it in this material world. Go ahead and check out my offers through my website down below in the show notes. And if you would like a tarot reading, definitely check out Leah's website down below as well. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for the love and support for this podcast and also us as individuals. I will stop open-throating right now and go ahead and let you check out this next transformative episode. I'll see you over there, friends, and thank you for being here. Welcome to the Human Design and Astro Club podcast. I'm Krystle.
And I'm Leah.
And this is the podcast you've been waiting for. There, I did it again.
You did it.
And this, if you're watching us on YouTube, is my beautiful crown that I've been envisioning in my third eye for like this entire week because my mom has the 2057 and she's been staying with us and I've been getting all these visions and I've been seeing this crown and me like just basically wearing it 24/7. I mean, I'm a defined heart and I feel like when, what song is it with Billie Eilish? She's like, you should see me in my crown. I'm going to run this fucking town one by one. This is it. This is now.
It's really pretty.
It really is. I'm going to have to get you one too. They have, what colors do you like? They have,
What are the stones on that one?
I think I'm honestly not 100%.
They're orangey though, right?
Yeah. I want to say like citrine, but I don't know. I should have asked. Um,
It's
maybe
okay.
I'll,
Whatever it is, it was meant to be
I'm going to
yours.
say citrine. We're going with it. It was not labeled. So that's what we're going to say because that's what I decided.
It was meant for you.
It was. I've seen it. I think it might be citrine. What do you think?
I can't really tell via video right now. I was trying to tell in your Instagram stories because when I saw it, I was like, oh, that does look orangey in the sun.
It is. It's very
So
orange.
it does look like a citrine or
What else
something like that.
could it be? I'm not sure. If you're on YouTube, I mean, I am definitely a crystal enthusiast. I know a lot of crystals, but sometimes some of them look so similar
Yeah.
that it's like, I don't know how to distinguish between the two that closely, but I do know a lot of crystals. I got that crystal Bible. Did you ever get that book?
I have the little book of stones, which is sort of similar, I think.
Yeah, I need to go find where I put that book.
It could be like an orange calcite or something like that too.
Maybe.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Anyways, but
you'll let us know.
yeah, I'll see if I can figure it out. But tell me what colors you like, or I can tell you they have green, purple, pink, and blue. I think.
I like blue.
You want the blue? There's only one blue one. And actually, you know who wanted it? It was my manifestor friend. She's like, I might come back for this.
Oh,
But she's like,
and so they're all handmade, right? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
I like it was just crazy because I was walking around the store and I was trying to tell myself, do not buy anything. I want, of course, my friend, she's also Kitchen's Environment, by the way. I have a new manifestor friend. She's a 3/5 splenic manifestor, Kitchen's Environment. And she got there early because she was like, you know, being a manifestor, just bopping around all over the place. Not really bopping. I think sacral's more bop. Meta manifestors do. If you were to choose a verb,
arrive.
They arrive
whenever they want.
I don't know if that's it either. Because arriving, I feel like that's not so initiating. I feel like arriving is like,
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll think about it. If you're a manifestor out there, what would you describe yourself as in a verb? I like to describe the sacral as bopping. We bop. We bop. We are bubbly boppers. But I show up prepared to drink some coffee, and I'm like, where are you? And she's like, I'm across the street at the crystal store. I'm like, of course you fucking are. Your Kitchen's Environment. I was like, damn it. I was like, you shouldn't have told me you're over there. I'm like, this is a bad decision. But it wasn't actually. I was like, a bad decision because I'm like, now I'm about to spend all my money. Or my monies, because I like to say that instead. So I went over there and I'm walking around, I'm seeing stuff. I'm like, no. I was like, I go to this one place in Asheville that sells their crystals for wholesale. They don't rip people off. Not saying that the store does, but you know, mostly they're trying to make a profit. Totally get it. I get it. I understand what you're doing. But this one store, and I forget why they say they're able to do it in wholesale, but I usually try to go get my crystals there or on Energy Muse. They also have an assortment for great prices. They also do discounts. So I like to shop on there as well. And there's the people that are organizing their stuff have to be markets. There is no way that it's anything else. Go look. I'm telling you guys, you want to see what markets looks like? Go to the Energy Muse's website. Fucking organized, structured, detailed. That The choices are there. The choices are yours. You will buy something. They make it very easy for you to find what you are looking for.
They do. Yeah. And they have little like bundles, packages.
Yeah. So many things. I'm like,
All kinds of stuff.
fuck you guys and your good marketing skills, your organization. You get me every time. I try not. And then they send me, I'm like, I need to get off this text message where they send you their deals. I'm like, I don't need to know. Don't
stop telling me.
Stop telling me. I'm never gonna. I'm like, can we, for taxing purposes, can we write this off? Can we write off our crystals? Because if that's the case, I have a lot to write off.
Yeah.
So I'm walking around the store. I'm like, do not buy anything. You cannot do this. You do it every time. You can go into any store. You will find something to buy. I can go into a grandma store with the ugliest clothes you will ever see in your life. I will find something for myself. I will. So we finally get to the register. She's just buying some incense. And I turn my head and fucking there it is. This crown that I've been seeing all fucking week. And I'm like, no fucking way, I say out loud. And my friend Jody's like, what? I was like, I've been seeing this crown in my third eye all fucking week. And here it is. And I'm like, I need the crown. I'm like, I don't care how much it is. I'm buying. And then I turn my head again and I see all these cards and like a bunch of like, spiritual healers. I put that in air quotes because whatever. So I'm like, and then all of a sudden I just catch myself saying, I do human design. I have cards. Like, I didn't say it. I didn't ask any questions. I didn't decide to say anything else. I just blurt out through my open throat that I have cards and I do human design. I'm like, this bitch is not going to know what I'm talking about. And she goes, oh, I'm interested in human design. I've been looking for someone. And she's like, we don't have a human design reader here. And I'm like, no. And then I'm just like, and then I reach in and I just like pull out my cards. She's very excited about it. And I'm like, I also mix it with astrology and I also read the Akashic records. And she's like, okay. She's like, I'm going to give this to my boss. So fingers crossed that I can do it in-person readings at the shop, because I've been doing in-person readings, but I've been either meeting people at their house, hoping they're not going to murder me, or I have been like meeting them in like spaces. I don't really have a space right now.
Yeah.
So I really have been wanting to put my cards at crystal shops. I've been really wanting to do in-person readings at a crystal shop. And this one's relatively close to my house. So fingers crossed.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's time.
Yeah.
I've been, oh, and let's talk about our full moon for a second before we jump into this week's program. So I had my circle last night. If you guys didn't know, I have now been facilitating in-person full moon circles, which have been fantastic. One of these days, I'm going to get Leah down here. We're going to do it together. One of these fucking days. One of these days. Waiting on her. Not saying anything else.
Wait, I thought I was waiting on you.
No, I'm waiting on you.
It's going to happen.
What? Before, I don't know. It's going to happen eventually. We'll see each other somewhere. Who knows where? Maybe it's outer space. Maybe we're already there. We don't know. Where was I? So last night was a full moon. We're in the past right now, guys, just by the way, don't get confused. And it was great. We had the sassiest fire you will ever see. That bitch she was definitely female. I just want to let you know. She was crackling like, I don't know, a whore in church. I don't know. What, do they do that?
Like sparklers.
The craziest part about this fire was that she would literally like spark and like crack when I would say something like really fucking powerful, and she'd be like, boom. And we would all be like, what the and I was like, you're really responding to my generator aura right now. Like, we love you. And we were like, this is some good shit. So it's just been really great because we have a lot of the same people coming back. Some people I think weren't able to show up because they were either sick or also it rained a few times. And
Yeah.
I think people were afraid that the rain was going to come again because it was North Carolina. It just says it's going to rain every day, all day. That's all it says. I don't know about where you are, but like literally, if you look through the month, rain every single day. I'm like, there's no way that this is going to
Yeah.
happen. But it's been growing, and that's been really nice because, it's a generator. I like to see building and momentum. Like my manifestor friend that I saw today, she was also there. That's actually where I met her, was at our circles. And she's like, I don't, because manifestors and their closed aura. She's like, I like keeping this like intimate. I was like, bitch, this shit's not staying intimate. I'm like, no. We're going to grow this shit into a real fucking event. This is just the fucking beginning. So I'm like, you don't hold me back, full manifester. I was like, we're not staying small. Okay. We're getting big. So this was our fourth one. So it's nice to see a lot of the same people coming back, like her and some other people and new people joining on and off. And it's just been really nice. So, and everybody always leaves just fucking free.
Yeah. I
And
love
that's
that.
the best part.
Mm-hmm.
So how was your full moon? Anything you want to share? It doesn't have
It
to
was
necessarily be
very
about
uneventful. Nothing like yours. I spent my full moon sitting on the couch and true projector style, being as flat as possible. I actually cleaned a house the entire day, and I
Oh yeah, that's right.
was just, allowing
Fun.
myself to rest and relax. And I did actually find, this is not related to, well, it could be related to the full moon. I'm not sure. I found a new physical therapy place that
Oh.
I'm going to try and work on my shoulder more and avoid surgery. So
Yeah.
going through like discussions about whether or not it's the right place and everything has been going on the past 2 days for me. So I don't know, like using my knowledge of the transits and everything, like allowing myself to feel what I'm feeling and express myself, because
Oh shit.
it's, it's nerve wracking trying to find a new person and trust and believe in a practice that they're going to provide you, with the solutions that you're really looking for. I mean, I feel like that's my struggle for the past year has been,
Oh, I can relate.
like, is that going to do it? Is that going to solve the problem? Like, hopefully.
I'm not trying to be my third line pessimist right now, but I
Oh,
come
don't
in
worry
with
about it. My husband is very much line pessimist. Like he has been 100%
It's
that.
just weird because like my Sag in me is very optimistic, but then the third line will come in real hot with the
Yep.
pessimism.
Yep.
And because I've been dealing with my shoulder shit for 12 years and
Yep.
it's been on and off, and for a good, I don't know, chunk of years, I don't know the exact length, but a good chunk of years, it was pretty okay for the most part. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be perfect. And I definitely wasn't in that situation where it felt a lot better. But it was when I was pregnant with Otis. And I find this very interesting because he's a Libra. My unconscious son is in Libra. And when I was pregnant with him, it was actually here in North Carolina when we were visiting before he was born, that we were walking. I remember this very distinctly. And it actually started a problem with my emotional generator father-in-law, because I could not walk properly because we were walking up a hill in Asheville, in downtown Asheville, and all of a sudden I felt a shift and a snap. And I went from feeling, on balance to off balance. And then that pain started again. And then when I had him, from breastfeeding and him favoring the side of my bad shoulder, of course. Why would you not? You know, he's racks of tension. So, you know, we gotta put a little strain. So then it got worse. And so ever since then, it's been not so great. And I did do the physical therapy at the beginning of this year and the chiropractor and the freaking, what's the other thing that I did with the needles? I just totally
Dry
forgot.
needling.
Dry needling. It definitely improved a lot, but definitely did not solve like how bad it was, and like didn't fully put me back in alignment. It was like I would get back in alignment, but because I was out of it for so long, like gravity would just shift it right back, you know, which is very hard with chiropractic work. And that's why a lot of people don't believe in it or do it, because it's like almost like you're permanently probably going to be getting work done for the rest of your life, because when gravity shifts back, it's just, you know. So it's really weird that you're saying this, and I know that we're very deeply connected, but while I was driving home earlier, I started thinking about my shoulder again, and I'm like, do I go back to something? I'm like, do I need to see someone? But as you know, you have your touch in your cognition. I have touch in my determination, and my tonal resonance is also touch. And I fucking hate being touched. I don't know about you, but I fucking hate it. Hate it.
No.
I don't, even people I like prefer not to be touched on a regular basis. And so I was thinking about when I was going through that therapy for those few months, that every week, and sometimes, you know, a few times throughout the week, I was getting touched. And I'm like, ugh. I was like, I don't want to be touched anymore. And I had so much fucking touching after my accident for 4 years straight.
Yeah.
And I don't know. How do you feel about touching?
I think I need to. It's like I need to know that somebody,
feel like you need to.
Yeah, it helps me build like trust, or like to know whether or not they're
that makes sense.
They're like
Especially with
there.
the fourth line.
Yeah, and understanding their like allowing me in too, like that projector aura. I'm like, I could be invading somebody's space, and like, is it okay if I give you a hug instead of like just going in for it?
Kind of know if they like you from that.
How do I know?
No, I said I'm saying you. That's what you. That probably helps you to know, because that's where you're getting information. You get information through touch. Just so you guys know, you're like, what are you talking about? Cognition. That's where your sensory skills, like your strongest sense, gets information from your body to tell you and alert you what is correct for you and what is not. It's through your cognition. It's when you can fully tap into your cognition that you're able to almost like ensure that you're not going to transfer, because color transference happens through tone. If you do not capture the color through your determination, that's then going to trigger your cognition to either be turned on or bypassed. When you bypass your cognition and you don't allow it to show you or alert you what's happening, then that's when you transfer. That's how the neutrino stream works. So I really try to pay attention to mind smell. I'm smell cognition. I actually had another weird thing happen. I'm not going to say this one because I don't know if they would want me to share it, but I had a premonition. My 57 came in again about somebody and a little bit of danger, because smell can smell danger. It's a first line. And then it happened. And I was like, fuck. And they're like, bitch, why didn't you fucking tell me that that was going to happen if you saw it? And I was like, because I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
That I ignored it. See, that when you ignore your senses, when you ignore what your system, your body is alerting you to, that is when you are going to operate incorrectly. That is when you are going to transfer, and you'll be like, nope, that can't be real. So really understanding, I always like, this is the most fucking important. It's so fucking important to understand the way your cognition is working through your body, through your mechanics, so that you can come back to it to be correct. I mean, we're constantly transferring. We just are. There's no way for us to 100% all day long to be correct. I was listening to one of Ra's lectures when I first was putting together all of our material. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but I think I quoted it in our first when we did our first class on Clubhouse. I think I quoted it then about how many times a day our view is transferring, because he said he did tell us that. And I forget the number all at the top of my head right now, but it was a lot.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It was a lot. It's people are like, I don't know, like, when am I going to be like fully deconditioned or whatever? Or when am I going to be like the most correct or be my true self all the time? You will never. You will never. You will never always be your true self, because you're a human.
Yeah. And you're interacting with other people. So like when you're interacting with others, it's going to happen no matter how.
Yeah. And the transits are conditioning us all day fucking long. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so important. So important. I cannot stress this enough, to have awareness around the people you are connecting with and what's happening in the cosmos. Yeah. One of our support group members, or actually our doorway members, she's in our support group. Doorway members get access to our support group. And we have a community page. And I was in there earlier, and she said, I'm finally getting the way transits really affect us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
Once that light switches on, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's confusing. I remember when I first was trying to teach it to you to help me. You're like,
this is gibberish.
You're like, I'm never getting this. You're like, I'm never going to get this. I don't fucking get it. And I'm like, listen, you're going to get it. Let me break it down to you a little bit more. And that's why, sometimes you have to hear it over and over, or you need to hear it in a different expression, which don't worry, I have a completely open throat. I will come up with an open head. I will come up with a fully new, innovative way to explain this shit. So if you ever need help, and I specifically to our doorway and support group members, if you need more clarity on anything we talk about, or that you want clarity on, please just ask. I love responding. I'm a generator. It's what I live for. It's literally what I live for. Mm-hmm. And if I don't want to respond, then I simply just won't, because I know when I don't want to. But the majority of the time, I really do enjoy responding. And even if I don't respond immediately, you will probably get a response from me. Unless you're an asshole, then I'll just block you. And that's what I do, as you should. I don't fuck around with bullshit. I don't have time. I distract myself enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
true.
I don't need anyone else's distractions distracting me.
No.
So I know that it's pretty late for Leah right now, so I'm going to dive in. It's a interesting week, but I feel like it's going to get more interesting the following week. So definitely come back to listen to the next week's program, because there's some big activity happening in the cosmos that week. But let's break down what's this week. So Monday, we start our day on the roof. I also preface, this is Eastern Standard Time I'm speaking from, just so you guys know. So we start our day on the roof with the sun shining a light, with us finding acceptance at the end of this program and being grounded in our inner truth. I hope this full moon has brought you a deeper awareness around this, and continues to until the next new moon. So by the end of the day, again, Eastern Standard Time, we move towards the next program. What the hell did I write? I'm so sorry. Yeah, we move towards an, okay, I'm sorry. I write things so fast. Sometimes like, what the hell did I say? Leah sees me typing very fast a lot. I have very, very, very fast hands. So it's just, Sometimes my body can't keep up with what my mind's telling me to do. Anyways, so we're shining a light on our voice. So verbally expressing our curiosity and searching for our spiritual purpose. This feels like a perfect time for this. And what we are being grounded in is our limitations. Of course, we can't have, yin without the yang. We can't have dark without the light. There has to be something. As long as we live and breathe as human beings, we're going to go through something. That's why I like to say, I'm not healed. I'm healing, constantly healing. We're constantly healing because we're constantly growing. Maybe that's a third line thing to say. I'm not sure. But also, the third line is connected, if you did not know, to the 3D world. 3 in third line stands for 3D. Okay, do you see that? I'm very deeply connected to what's happening in this material world. Most of my design is a third line. So that's the filter this is speaking through, just so you're aware. You can take it or leave it. So a great question to ask yourself this week might be, what roadblocks are holding me back in life from moving forward? And that's probably going to come up just subconsciously for yourself, even if you don't have full awareness around it. Tuesday, Mercury moves into Leo. We've got a lot of Leo coming at us right now. We'll get into that in just a second. Now, Mercury rules our communication. Okay. So you might be feeling like you want to be a little more bold. Leo's kind of bold. Leo wants to express its fucking self. Okay. And Wednesday, we have a quick sacral surge, really emphasizing our limitations and roadblocks. What you might have been feeling with your roadblocks at the beginning of the week, this momentum here with this surge might pressure you to move through some hard feels, some hard things going on with yourself. And then Friday, we start the beginning of Leo season. So I said there's a lot of Leo coming in, right? So this is an opportune time to let your expression shine bright. Leo is ruled by the sun, loves a good spotlight on them. Leo is a fixed fire sign. So you might feel a little more stubborn during this season in your choices. Leah's got a lot of fixed stuff in her chart too. She's an Aquarius, they're fixed. So if you're feeling a little stubborn during this season, that's okay. Maybe you need to, stand still for a little bit longer, or stand still with your microphone and scream at the top of your lungs. I don't know. So don't be afraid to shine bright during Leo season. So we do have a quick emotional surge coming in hot on Sunday, pushing us to feel into our experiences, any of our crises that we're having, and also to share them. Okay. And Sunday, we also enter a new program. So there's a lot of programs moving in and out this week. So it's kind of interesting. So we have a new program shining a light on being a leader and speaking from I lead. This is very, very Leo-y because this gate is connected to Leo. So, and my husband actually has this gate. I totally forgot. And it was so weird because it was interesting because I was looking at his chart earlier. Because right now he's in Mexico and for work, and they're doing a lot of like group activities, which he fucking hates as a second line. It's kind of hilarious to observe from the outsider and hearing his stories as a Valley's environment. You guys have the best stories. And so he has this gate, and he has an undefined throat. So he speaks from I lead. And so he's been telling me that a lot of people that have he's interacted with, because he's only remote. He does not have an office that he goes in. He's never actually met these people in person before, because he started this job. How long has it been? I don't know, 6 months ago or something. And so he has never met these people before. And they're all coming up to him at this, what do you call it? Weekly function. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. So everyone from the company is there gathered, and these people are coming up to him on the daily saying, oh, I've been wanting to meet you so bad. They're like, you inspire me. And he also he's a 6 line, he's a 6-2, so he's here to be a role model. He's got a lot of other positive traits in his chart. So don't tell him that I said that to you, because he's also has a defined heart. So he will get a fucking big ass head. He's been telling me he wants to make sure to tell me all these people are seeing him as a leader. And I'm like, listen, bitch, you better settle the fuck down. And I also like to tell him no funny business, even though he's a defined heart. He's a he's a Virgo. He's a 6th line. He's very committed to his soulmate, which he thinks is me. I don't know if it actually is, but he thinks it is. I'm always like, I told him right before he got on the plane, I was like, no fucking funny business. I told him it the night before. But whatever. We're not going to get into why I said that. Nothing happened. Not he's, as far as I know, he's been loyal. He's also why am I sharing all of this? He's also a rising Leo. Leah's shaking her head. She's like, I would never be sharing anything that you're saying right now. We are in a very committed monogamous relationship, although he is single definition, which, I feel like every split definition, I want to be very honest, and then I'm going to stop talking about this. Every split definition is a little nervous about their single definition partner. No?
Oh, did you want me to respond to that?
I don't know.
I mean, I would think so, like, because they don't really need anybody else. They're just kind of like, whatever. They
can be with whoever. Like
they don't, whoever they want.
Yeah. Or be alone. They don't, it's not.
Or they could be very committed to somebody because it's like the one. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could depend on all the rest of their chart too, because they could just be
definitely depends on the rest of the
person.
Chart.
Yeah.
There's so many aspects. Like I saw someone, somebody, I'm not going to be very specific in this because I don't want anyone to think that I'm talking about them. And I don't know if this person listens. But I saw somebody say one time that, about being a third line. They're not a third line, but they were talking about third lines. And they're like, don't think that all third lines are going to like cheat on you or whatever. I was like, dude, I've literally never cheated. And I'm a fucking third line in like every capacity.
Yeah.
I have no desire to ever cheat on anybody. If I'm going to leave you in any way, I'm just going to fucking break up with you. I'm not, and I'm sorry to anyone. And this is not, there's no shade here. I want to be very clear. There's no shade here to the people that have cheated, that I'm sure you're listening to this right now and you're like, bitch, listen, this is just me and the way that I operate. I feel for myself, my personal experience, that if I feel like I want to be with someone else, then I probably should do the right thing for the other person and break it off, because I've been cheated on, and my twin flame from high school, he's definitely my twin flame. We won't talk about him, but I'm sorry. I keep saying we're going to stop. Everyone's like, wrap this up. You were at the end. But my twin flame from high school cheated on me. He was my first real boyfriend. The most toxic relationship I've ever been. If I could get my hands on his chart, so many things. Anyways, we're going to stop talking about this. I apologize to literally everything I just said. Back to the end of the program for the week. So, where was I? Because I lost my place. So, like I said, this is very Leo-y energy happening in the sun. And we're being grounded in initiation, activating our hunger to propel us towards feeling and moving towards our next big thing this season. So that's pretty much what's happening. We still have, that head and ajna. That ajna and throat activity happening with the nodes. We're almost out. Like I said, we're going to be out at the end of the month. So we're almost out. We have a little bit of root sacral energy happening, a little solar plexus and throat energy happening. And those are the major players. So if any of those places are open or undefined for you, you might be feeling some heavy feels in those places this week. So just look to see what days they're happening on. And that's about it. And sorry for my open throating there. It will happen again. Leah's like, God, I would never say any of the things you just said.
Sometimes I have to like, so you remind me to like pay attention to things. And sometimes the story goes down like 45 different exits. And then I'm like, I'm really trying to focus on the conversation, but I have no idea where this is going. So I'm trying, but
I know.
I'm excited to kind of have a change of seasons, like to get into like
we got to get out of this Cancer season.
Out of Cancer. Like I had enough of these emotions. Like I'm good. Like
yeah, because Leo Leo just wants to have fun. Leo's that person that you want to bring to the party, right? Because know they're the entertainment. Leos are the entertainment. They also are the entertainers. I've had a lot of Leos in my life that I love Leos. I really do. I had a really good friend that was a Leo, and she was the best host. Best.
Yeah.
So, and I have an open throat. I want, in theory, this is all just in theory. I don't actually want this. In theory, I want the spotlight on me.
Yeah.
But when it's on me, I'm like, oh God, everyone's looking at me, because I'm also right environment too.
Yeah, I feel like this might be like a good season just to like temporarily feel it out or something. I don't know.
Temporarily just fucking like balls to the wall, show up every place that you can, be like, here I am, guys.
It's me.
Anyways.
Okay, so
what do the cards have to say for us?
I'm gonna close this off.
I'm gonna mute myself. Actually, here we go.
Oh gosh. Okay, so 2 cards. I'm going to pull obviously the tarot and the Work Your Light deck. So the one I got from the tarot deck is the 2 of Wands. And this is what I have over here. I thought I had affirmations. I'm going to look those up again because I really liked that. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. So this one is like about change and navigating new territory. So you can see on the card how he's kind of got the world in his hand. He's like figuring out what he's going to do next. And the staff behind him, a staff in front of him for like moving on from something in the past toward a new destination. And there's some paths in the card going from the mountains to the lake. It's kind of like, is there a transition happening in your life right now? Is there something that's changing? Obviously, we're coming up upon some new stuff with the program and the new Leo season coming up and everything. So is there anything that you've been working on that you need some closure on, or maybe you're thinking about starting something new? This could be a good time to try and, dabble your toe in something different. I actually it was interesting. You and I both pulled Temperance for the full moon, and that's totally about balance, about, coming from what is it? Is it the scorpion maid or the scorpion seal? Or somebody was saying this on Instagram. They were like describing it being like a water and a fire creature. Is that what it is? I can't remember. I'm probably botching that completely.
I see it as it's like there's a lot of emotional clarity that happens with that, because it has like 1 foot in on the earth, 1 foot in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like trying to find balance and harmony internally and externally, I feel like. And that's kind of the struggle that I've been facing a lot lately.
Yeah.
The card was very accurate for me. I was like, whoa, but it always is.
So crazy.
You're always like, how do you know me this well?
Right.
Who's looking at me?
Like they just fall out and you're like, holy cow, that was
card,
super.
It's funny you say that. The card fell out and literally fell out of my deck. And I was like, well, I guess this is the card. And I pick it up. I'm like, Temperance. And I was like, couldn't be more accurate. So sorry, keep going.
No, that's okay. So yeah, just maybe journal on some things that you've been wanting to do, because it could be a good time for you to start something new once we get out of Cancer season. I don't know. I mean, whatever you decide, it's your life. You get to decide what you want to do with it. But I guess take that information with your life and however that applies to you. Okay. So this is confirmation. This is called Align Your Life. And the question is, what is not aligned or needs to change? And I'll read from the book. So, what in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings on a constant state of change, evolution, and growth. Change is one of the only certainties in life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be, but there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are, to surrender how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pull this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were or the things that you once defined yourself by, like the job, the relationship, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now, to courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity, and to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness, 4323. And perhaps you have grown out of some relationships or circumstances, and it's time to reassess and bring all of the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. Whoa. That's really good.
I feel like that's really like 4323 line two. Like really discovering your weird fucking gifts. Like, let's be real, everybody. Like, I mean, I don't know. I can't. I'm like, I keep saying, let's be real. I'm like, how much realer can I fucking get? Because I think sometimes I'm like, you need to hold back a little bit. You're a little too real, too raw. People are like, this bitch is crazy. It's true. But I feel like right now with the 4323 in the nodes, sitting in the second line, it's really saying, let your fucking freak flag gifts that have been in you, because we all have them, and we think that these gifts that we have are actually a curse. And it's about saying, you know what? I can flip this fucking script. I can totally reframe this shit. And you know what some person, I think we said this last week, right? What one person might not like about you, with the annoying, right? What
Right.
one person might not like about you, someone will love.
Yep.
And I think that's something with the Temperance card, and also with a lot happening in the transits and with my deconditioning right now, I'm really seeing that I'm the weirdest fucking person, and I don't fucking care. And I'm also like, it's also like so fucking awesome. Like people have been DMing me and like just like telling me like, thank you for just being so fucking weird. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's true. Like I just don't care anymore. And I think that's the place that we're going to, with the Sleeping Phoenix, as we move into that next background frequency in 2027.
Mm.
Sleeping Phoenix is all about individual self-expression, being yourself, being the weirdest fucking person that you could ever possibly be. And that's where we're going. And I think that because we're in transition of that right now, that we're really starting to allow, allow that inner weirdo to just come out. I'm always like, I'm terrified of all of these people that actually know me, that I know have always known I've been a fucking weirdo, watching my stories. I can see you. I just want to let you know right now. I see every single one of you.
Krystle is watching
I'm watching you, watching
more than
me.
you watch her.
The observer. You
Yep.
think you're watching me, but really, I'm watching you.
You can't hide.
And the ones that do know me, that are personally, that are watching me and not responding to me, I just want to let you know something, because I know some of you listen to this. I just feel it in my bones, my smell cognition. I can fucking smell you. You're fucking rude. Come into my house and don't say hello to me when you know me personally. It's shaking my head at you. You can't see me right now if you're listening to the podcast. But we got to get better at this. And I talk about this a lot. We've talked about it even on a whole episode. I made you do it, but it was like one of the best episodes we've done. What's that episode called again?
Heart episode?
There's something heart. I don't remember.
Heart to heart? No.
Heart to heart. I think it is a heart to heart talk, wasn't it?
Something like that.
I think that's what it's called. Don't know what number it is, but I think it's called a heart to heart talk. Go scroll through if you'd like to listen to it. We got a lot of great feedback on that one.
Yeah.
And I think it's rude. I think the way we operate, and this is like my gate 10, gate of correctness. I think the way that we operate on social media is so fucking incorrect.
Oh, totally. Every single bit of it. Yeah.
It really disgusts me. I'm going to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
I try my hardest for myself to do better in that department. I try to only follow people, one, that I like. People that follow people that they don't actually like, that like want to be triggered for some reason, or it's just so that they can then like blast the person that they're being triggered by.
Yeah.
I'll never fucking get that. I think it's fucking rude. I think if you're doing shit like this, I'm not talking to you people. I'm sure a lot of you that are listening to this are not this kind of person, but the ones that know me personally that are listening, I see you. We have to stop disassociating on social media or using it as a weapon almost, where like we're behind the keyboard typing away at these people that either we know or don't know. And even if you know them, you don't truly know them, right? You never truly know somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we really need to stop following people, whether we know them or don't know them, that we don't actually like, want to support, or want to respond to. There's no reason. Like maybe we're taking too much time of our day disassociating on there or being triggered when you could be living your life the way you
Yeah.
truly want. I don't follow anybody that I don't like.
Yeah.
And I definitely do not watch people's stories that I don't have a desire to respond to.
Yep.
I just don't. I mean, I know I'm weird, and I know that's probably me and like negative 1% of the population that is actually doing that. But I just think that we need to get better about fucking number one, just supporting each other. We so much ourselves want to be supported, but when are you actually filling other people's cups up?
Mm-hmm.
Hardly ever. When I go and I'm looking at people's stuff, I fucking like that shit. I fucking comment. I fucking share it. I try to make sure they're seen. I also have a completely open throat, and the majority of the population is defined, so we don't fucking see each other.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody wants attention, but no one fucking sees each other. So I don't know. I'm just trying to be the example of what we could be. I know I'm not a 6 line, but I am desire motivation. So that's also not a 6 line either, but you know.
Well, real quick, I have just one thing that I want to read from the book that I found, which was under my computer, which is why I couldn't find it. So this is for the Two of Wands, and the suggestion that they have for this card is if you're in a challenging situation, sit down upright and comfortably, breathe deeply into your abdomen, wait until your breathing flows gently and calmly and you feel relaxed, and visualize the situation at hand, and then see yourself dealing with it while remaining centered. And the affirmation is, I find the strength I need now in my center.
Or I might have another suggestion.
Sure.
You don't have to be fucking centered. Just fucking be whatever you are. Scream it the fuck out. Maybe that will get you centered. Punch a fucking pillow. I used to punch pillows when I was a teenager like nobody's fucking business. Okay. I am mostly made of fire. I got 5 planets in Sag, Aries moon, and I am a defined heart generator. And I've got
I'm
a
mad if
lot
I
of rage.
disappear. If I
Yes.
go away, that's my
Me
mad.
too. If I'm disappointed, I think it's more for me when I'm disappointed, like my reflector body really truly knows what disappointment looks like or feels like, more so, not looks like, feels like. And so, yeah, I go quiet when I'm disappointed, which can be sometimes often. I've got high standards. Okay, people. Meet me. I'm also not mountains environment, but meet me on the top of my fucking mountain or get the fuck out. Meet me in my kitchen and gather with me or get the fuck out. Okay. If you don't want to gather with me and you're sneaking through my window, looking through my blinds, I'm also not a fifth line, but sometimes, the projection field is real strong, does not matter. We have them all in our chart though, like we have these lines in our chart somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure some people might not have every single one. Like I have a lot of third lines. Like I'm like, you know what? Before I came here this life, I'm like, I want the accelerated human process. Show me every struggle, every limitation, every failure that I could possibly go through, and I will go through it for you because I love, as a third line, putting myself up on a cross. Love it. My husband's been telling me that I do that since before I found human design. And that's how I knew human design was correct, when I found out that third lines love to put themselves up on crosses.
Yeah.
So it's true. I do. I love it. And I also love to burn the fucking house down at the same time. I will burn the house down with you inside of it. Usually not anymore. I try to tell everybody to leave. I'm like, everybody out. I'm burning the house down. You got to go now. I like to make jokes. I like to make human design jokes. I don't care if you find me funny or not. I think I'm funny. So my husband tells me I'm not funny. But you're a liar, Dave. Okay. You are. You're not really. You're probably, I don't know who tells more truth, me or Dave. I don't know. He has an undefined throat. But yeah, that's about it. I feel like I'm like, what is in the transits right now where I can't shut the fuck up?
You're all over the place. I'm tired just from hearing you talking, and I'm trying to
because I was
keep up.
around my manifestor friend, and then my mom's been here. She's a manifestor generator. So I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I think I got it all out. I'll probably be talking to myself later in my sleep.
Just don't call me after, okay?
I might.
I won't answer. Oh, it's too funny.
When Leah ignores me, I know that I probably talk too much. We've got to laugh at ourselves. If we don't laugh, then we're crying.
Sometimes I'm laugh crying because it's so funny that I'm crying about it.
Those are the best laughs.
Yeah. Good stuff.
So get some laughing and crying this week. Just do all of it. Do all of the emotions. Get that Cancer energy out so we can invite that Leo energy in at the end of the week.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I'm like, do we need to make any announcements? I don't know. One last thing. If you enjoyed this episode or any of our other episodes, please feel free to, we never tell you this. I think we might do at the end with Leah's recording, but I'm going to tell you it again because now I can't remember. But if you really enjoy this episode, if you could go and leave us a
review,
that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that word? A review. Leave us a review. We never tell you guys to leave us a review. Leave us a review if you really like our podcast. Also share it with a friend, a stranger, the guy in front of you at the grocery store. I tell you that one all the time. And DM us. And we've been getting some DMs about some stuff that we talk about. I say, do you like this? And then you guys DM me. And I'm like, that's exciting. So feel free to DM us. Let us know how you're enjoying, the podcast.
Yeah.
And
love hearing from you.
Check out all our offers if you would like. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Krystle and I are really here as defined hearts to provide value to you with our unique insights. If you have found any of this episode valuable to you, we ask that you share with a friend, tag us with a highlight on Instagram, and write us a review so we can reach more people. Human design and astrology are tools to guide us toward our transformation. You are a unique and beautiful being, and we encourage you to let that light inside of you shine bright. See you in the next episode, friends.